Cities are the heartbeat of civilization. They are places where millions of people live and work. But did you know that the way our cities are designed today has roots that go back thousands of years? From ancient Rome's grand roads to today's sprawling megacities, urban planning has been crucial in shaping how we live. But what exactly did the Romans contribute to city planning? How did their ideas evolve into the modern cities we see today? Let's dive into the fascinating journey of urban planning and ancient Rome's impact on modern cities. Let's start by asking, what is urban planning? Urban planning is a field that combines planning, architecture, engineering, and other disciplines to shape the future of cities and towns. It focuses on creating sustainable, equitable, and thriving communities by addressing various aspects of life, including housing, transportation, infrastructure, and the environment. The Romans used urban planning to build cities that worked well. They used road networks, aqueducts, and even invented apartment buildings called insula that housed many people and included shops and bakeries on the first floor, much like modern-day apartment buildings. The Romans also created public spaces like forums and bathhouses. The Romans valued these public spaces and it brought people together. And in some of these spaces, there were markets, such as Trojan's Market or Marchette de Triano. This massive market space, built in 113 CE, was the world's first shopping mall. Like malls today, this place would have been packed with people and the flow of goods. Modern urban planning emphasizes public parks, squares, libraries, and community centers as focal points for social interaction, much like the Romans did. The Romans were masters of concrete, which allowed these huge structures to stand the test of time. So, using this material, the Romans also constructed massive entertainment venues like the Flavian Amphitheater and Circus Maximus that served as entertainment for hundreds of thousands of people daily. These venues are inspiration for modern-day stadiums. These ideas were all taken from a famous Roman architect and engineer, Vitruvius, who in his 10 books of architecture laid the foundations for the way we build cities now. In today's infrastructure, you see many of the same elements as you did in ancient Rome. So let's look at the similarities in some more urban design areas, starting with grid system layout. Now, it's true that Rome itself was not necessarily a perfect grid, but it showed grid-like elements, and the other cities that developed in the future of Rome's conquest showed more pronounced grid patterns. These Roman cities that followed a grid system had north to south and east to west main streets, dividing cities into organized blocks. The pictures on screen are a model of Rome at 1 to 250th scale, built in the mid-1900s by Italian archaeologist Italio Guzmandi. It gives an accurate look into what the city of Rome actually looked like. You can see the grid-like elements in its design. This grid pattern is common in modern urban planning, especially in cities like New York or Los Angeles. Grids allow planned developments for efficient land use and navigation. Using arterial roads to mitigate congestion and improve transportation is something we see every day, and so did the Romans. Now let's look at zoning and land use. Romans separated areas for markets, temples, baths, forums, and housing. Modern cities use zoning laws to designate residential, commercial, industrial, and public use areas. Urban planning took a big leap during the Industrial Revolution in the 19th century because factories brought jobs and jobs brought people into cities. This sudden growth caused big problems like crowded streets, and along with poor air quality, cities became tough places to live. Cities needed better planning, so new zoning laws and building codes were put in place. The Romans faced a similar problem with the rapid growth and expansion of their empire. They created the solutions to rapid population that we used in the 19th century and still use today. As the world populations continue its rapid growth, modern urban planners need to implement solutions to overcrowding and will likely take inspiration from the solutions used by Roman urban planners and engineers. Now let's take a look at transportation planning. Romans built large road networks that radiated from the city center to connect the empire. This is what helped the Roman Empire to expand as efficiently as it did. The modern parallel is our current road networks, public transportation hubs, and intermodal transportation systems that prioritize connectivity and movement efficiency. Today, we have massive highways that connect cities together all over the world and allow for the efficient flow of people and now vehicles like cars and trucks. So while the Romans did not have modern day vehicles or trains, they still had carts, wagons, and even carriages that used the roads for transportation of people and goods. The Romans also had a large emphasis on sea travel, using ships going from port to port, much like modern day cargo ships do. Moving on, let's talk about sustainability and environmental control. The Romans showed an early mastery of environmental planning with their green spaces that were prominent in the city and throughout the empire. They emphasized natural ventilation, building orientation, and access to water, as well as included large open park spaces that brought life and sustainability into the city. Today, we look at sustainability, energy efficiency, and green infrastructure as major focuses in contemporary planning, especially as concerns about the climate crisis and population growth are rising. Urban planners are incorporating green elements and solutions into many parts of today's cities and the cities of the future. In his book De Architectura, Vitruvius is famous for asserting that a structure must exhibit the three qualities of firmitatis, utilitatis, and venutatis. That is, stability, utility, and beauty. It is these values that Vitruvius created that have stood the test of time and are used even today by modern architects and designers working on sustainable megastructures of the future. As cities continue to grow, the future of urban planning needs to be more innovative than ever before. Urban planning is not just about creating cities, it's about creating spaces where people can thrive. We must continue to take inspiration from the prosperity of Rome and build a better world for future generations. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day.